Alright, what's up, boxing fans? It's Aztec 101, and this is my prediction video for Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman. I'm going to jump right into it. I got Manny Pacquiao winning the fight. I see him winning a 12-round decision. I don't see a knockout happening, even though that's very possible. I know that Keith Thurman has power. Pacquiao still has pop in his punch, and anything can happen, but I, for the most part, expect a boxing match. I don't expect a war. I see that there's you have Keith Thurman, trying to kind of instigate a war. But in my opinion, I think it's just marketing. I think it's Keith Thurman's way of trying to sell the fight. But when they get in the ring, it's going to be a boxing match. Pacquiao's not as aggressive as he was before he was knocked out by Marquez. And I think his approach is a little bit different. It's more tactical. It's more boxing. And Keith Thurman, as powerful as he is, he doesn't really like to get into wars. He likes to box. He likes to fight on the outside. He likes to keep his feet moving. So I expect a lot of that happening in this fight. So I don't see a war going down. But stylistically, it's interesting. It's an interesting fight. Keith Thurman's been calling out Manny Pacquiao for a long time now. He's wanted this fight and finally got it. And Pacquiao's looked great recently. In his past couple fights, he looks good. He does not look like a guy that's shot. He looks like he could still compete at 147 with the top welterweights. And I wouldn't be surprised if he can beat Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford. Like, he's there. He's that elite level. He is an elite level fighter. Then you have Keith Thurman, though. Keith Thurman, in his recent wins, I'll tell you this much. His fight with Danny Garcia, he won, but it was a good fight. It was a close fight. It was competitive. He didn't show that he's on another level. Same thing with Sean Porter. Sean Porter, very competitive fight. He won the fight, but he didn't really show that he was on another level. And his most recent win was barely a win against Josecito Lopez. He scraped by. He looked terrible. Josecito Lopez put hands on Keith Thurman, and that shouldn't have happened, but it did. It did. And we all know anybody that's watched Josecito Lopez against, Marcos Maidana and even against Canelo, he lets his hands go, and he's not scared to take a shot. He'll continue fighting. So he is a tough fighter. But again, Thurman does not show in fights that he is on another level from his opponents. He's winning, but he's not showing that he's on another level. So I don't believe that he's on Pacquiao's level. And with him being gone for so long, honestly, I think he's more comfortable relaxing, playing the flute, than he is training for a fight. If you told him, hey, you beat Pacquiao, and your next couple fights is going to be Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, I don't believe he's mentally ready for that. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Pacquiao retires Keith Thurman and Keith Thurman is happy with it. You know what I mean? Like, if he gets retired by Manny Pacquiao, I think Keith Thurman will be okay with that. It would be almost like a sense of relief. Like, I don't have to go and fight these other guys anymore. Before I thought people were avoiding Keith Thurman, but things change. Time changes, and maybe that's the way it was back then. But right now, it seems like Keith Thurman has to prove that he wants to fight the other champions in his division. And this is a good start. Him fighting Manny Pacquiao is a good start. I believe it's going to be great experience. If he's in it to win it. Even if he loses, he's going to take this as a learning experience and become better. This should be what he needs to up his game. That's if he's trying to continue on in the career. But if my suspicions are right, he doesn't want to continue fighting. This is going to be, the fight that broke the camel's back, that puts Keith Thurman in retirement. And not necessarily even from an ass whooping. It's just like, I don't think he's going to try to regain that title. He's just going to ride off into the sunset, which would probably, I don't think he's not getting paid enough to do that, but I don't know. He seems content. I got Pacquiao winning the fight. Pacquiao looks great. He seems like he's still hungry. Him being in the welterweight division is helping the welterweight division. I think that a fight against some of the younger guys like Errol Spence would be great. Pacquiao versus Errol Spence would be an amazing fight. Pacquiao versus Terrence Crawford, that would be a great story to tell, because whoever is not following, promoters and what's going on the back end of boxing, may not know that Pacquiao has now signed to the manager that was managing Floyd Mayweather, and Terrence Crawford is being represented by Pacquiao's former promoter. There's a story behind that I think would be very interesting to casual boxing fans, and easy fight to sell. But Pacquiao's got to win this fight first. I think if he beats Keith Thurman, which he should. If he beats Keith Thurman, I'm telling you, this is going to be Pacquiao's division. It's going to be all roads will lead to Pacquiao. This is going to change the dynamic. I don't think Errol Spence would be so inclined to leave the division, or keep calling out Canelo, or try to do some other fights with fighters from other divisions. I think everyone's going to want to fight Manny Pacquiao. This is going to be big. This is going to reboot Pacquiao's career if he beats Keith Thurman. And if he does it impressively, if he gets a knockout, this is going to be all over ESPN. This is going to be all over every news outlet, every blog, every Instagram post. This is going to be everywhere. Pacquiao could reboot his career to another level. And this is a good fight. There's a lot on the line for both of these guys. Tell me, who do you think is going to win, how, and why? This is Aztec 101 in the ring, and I'm out.